COVID-19 lockdown restrictions have led to an unprecedented migration to online auctions, and unfortunately, this also opened the door for the not-so-honest characters. How can you determine whether a so-called auction is transparent, legal, or safe? Nico Maree from the South African Institute of Auctioneers gives some insight on this. We also have a look at the success story that is the Wynkeldershoek Workers' Trust. But first, the latest news with Lise Roberts.
In today's news, a new global produce trade association will be seeing the light in 2022. Its aim will be to enhance member value and drive greater produce consumption. The Produce Marketing Association and United Fresh Produce Association will join forces to enhance member services and increase advocacy before government and the public. It also aims to help members grow their businesses and to drive consumption of fresh produce, as well as the demand for floral products. The two organizations will continue to operate as independent organizations throughout 2021, with the new association launching next January. Die Suid-Afrikaanse katoenbedryf het die afgelope 2 seisoene 'n 40% daling in hektare onder produksie aangeteken, so sê Henny Briwer, hoofuitvoerende beampte van Katoen SA. Dit volg op 'n produksiegroei van 800% oor die afgelope 5 jaar. Talle faktore het tot hierdie daling bygedra. Dit sluit in weerstoestande, geen toegang tot nuwe katoenkultivars en boere wat hulle eerder tot voedselgewasse met gunstiger pryse gewend het. En die Wes-Kaapse minister van Landbou, Dr. Ivan Meyer, het van dese week 'n landboubegroting van R909 miljoen in die provinsiale parlement ter tafel gelê. Deel van die begroting behels 'n landbouverwerkingseenheid om beter geleenthede vir entrepreneurs in landelike gebiede te skep. Ek en minister Meyer het oor 'n paar projekte wat uit die begroting sal voortspruit gesels.
My departement ook, Lisa, sal ook vanjaar 'n verdere 1800 huishoudelike groentetuine van stapel stuur om ook dan sogenaamde voedselsekuriteit te verbeter. Ons het ook 'n landelike veiligheidstoonbank en 'n mobiele toepassing op die been gebring om ons landelike veiligheidsinisiatiewe te ondersteun. Ons sien wat gebeur op plase en in landelike gebiede. So hierdie landelike veiligheidstoonbank sal dan beskikbaar wees vir ons boere om ons te skakel, sodat ons ook onmiddellike hulp aan hulle kan verleen. Maar ons moet ook werk skep hier in die Wes-Kaap en daarom het ek ook vandag R7.8 miljoen se omheiningsprojekte op plase van stapel gestuur, sodat ons ook omheining kan doen, draadspan en die klas projekte, veral op ons plase. Ek het ook dan 1000 werksgeleenthede geskep deur die uitroei van uitheemse plantegroei. Dit eide ook ons waterbesparing in die provinsie te verhoog. Dit is vir ons baie belangrik, want ons is een van die 30 droogste lande in die wêreld en hierdie uitheemse plantegroei vernietig ons ekologie en daarom is ons besig om ook die ekologiese infrastruktuur daar te beskerm.
En so sê die minister van Landbou in die Wes-Kaap, Dr. Ivan Meyer.
Netafim. Grow more with less.
COVID-19 lockdown restrictions have led to an unprecedented migration to online auctions. New companies are emerging using social media marketing to encourage buyers to bid or make offers on goods. And buyers in the agricultural industry can be duped into participating in a sales process or so-called auction that is not transparent, legal, or safe. Nico Maree from the South African Institute of Auctioneers chat to us about this. Nico, welcome. Do auctioneers in South Africa need to be registered with a body or institute, or what do they need to comply with?
Lisa, good morning. The short answer is no. South African Institute of Auctions, SIA, is a voluntary organization, and auctioneers in South Africa at this point in time do not have to be part and parcel of SIA. You don't have to be registered with SIA. However, if you are an auctioneer and you want to sell fixed goods, then you do fall under the old Estate Agency Affairs Board Act, or what is now known as the Property Practitioners Act. And an auctioneer selling fixed goods, let's say a residential property or a farm, has to be registered as an agent, a property agent, to be able to sell that. If you're selling loose assets, then you need to be registered in terms of the Second-Hand Goods Act. And those are the two, and then also you have to adhere to the provisions of the Consumer Protection Act. So the short answer is that auctioneers do not have to be part of SIA. However, SIA was established in 1989, and we established SIA auctioneers for auctioneers and stakeholders, and specifically to create an industry standard, to create a code of conduct which incorporates the Property Practitioners Act. It incorporates the old Estate Agency Affairs Board, and it also incorporates the Second-Hand Goods Act, and then very importantly the Consumer Protection Act. So auctioneers, anyone can become an auctioneer at the moment, as it stands today. But at the end of the day, there are certain other prescriptions that you have to make sure that you adhere to, like which I've just mentioned.
So have you noticed an uptick in complaints regarding auctioneers who do not fulfill their obligations? And I'm particularly referring to our industry, agriculture.
To the agricultural industry, not per se. Not per se. What we have picked up is that we've had a lot of rogue auctioneers that call themselves auctioneers, but in fact are not auctioneers. These are they scamsters. They to put it bluntly, they're people out there that want to scam the public. They want to make sure that they take your hard-earned money by defrauding you with falsehoods. I've got lots of examples. But what they do, these scamsters, so within the ambit of SIA and the SIA auctioneers, we've actually have record low complaints. Initially, with the introduction of the Consumer Protection Act, we had a lot of complaints because that were the teething problems that we had regarding, getting everything into place with the auctioneers. But now that the SIA auctioneers actually know what's going on with the Act and getting through the teething problems, we've got very, very few complaints regarding SIA auctioneers. However, we've had a rise and an uptick, as you say, of complaints regarding auctioneers who purport themselves to be legitimate auctioneers whilst they're not. I'm at Park Village Auctions. I'm a director at Park Village as well. And what we found just the other day, we had a person contact us and ask us, we want to come fetch our vehicle that we bought from you. And I said, can you just please send the papers so we can see what... And they sent the invoices and everything, and we immediately realized that these were false invoices, not invoices from us. And what these people had in fact done, they'd taken Park Village Auctions and they'd abbreviated as PVA Auctions. And then they'd invoiced that, and also on the basis that you have to pay a deposit to secure a vehicle. I will get to that now, but things like that just don't happen in the auction game. When things go to auction, they actually go to auction. You can't hold it out and secure it. So there certainly has been an uptick with regard to scamsters and auctioneers outside the ambit of SIA.
Well, stay with us. When we come back to this discussion, we'll be talking about specific cases. So stay with us.
Goeiemôre kykers. Die afgelope week was redelik goed vir kommoditeitspryse met die meeste pryse wat in die groen verhandel het. Beeskarkasse is A2 karkasse se prys 2.4% op terwyl C2 effens afgeneem het, maar die speenkalfprys het met 0.8% toegeneem week op week. In terme van skaapvleis is A2 karkasse 1.8% duurder, C2 3.8% duurder en die speenlamprys het ook met 0.7% toegeneem. Varkprys het ook met 0.4% versterk. Wat die natuurlike vesel aanbetref was daar geen wol en bokhaar veilings die afgelope week nie. Die graanmarkte het geelmielie se naaste maand prys met 2.2% gestyg terwyl die koringprys met 2.5% gedaal het en sojabone ook redelik teruggesak het met 3.3% op 'n week-tot-week basis. Sonneblompryse het in dieselfde tyd met 1.4% gestyg. Die rand het die afgelope week versterk teenoor die vernaamste wisselkoerse, 1.2% sterker teenoor die dollar en 1.8% sterker teenoor die euro.
NutriFeeds, die formule vir sukses.
Welcome back. We are talking to Nico Maree. He's from the South African Institute of Auctioneers, and we are talking about scams, if I can call it that. Nico, let's continue and talk about specific cases and perhaps make it an agricultural, give it an agricultural flavor, if you could.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa. Now, the thing is that regarding the agricultural side of things, we actually haven't had any complaints with regard to scamsters, specifically when it comes to assets sold in the agricultural sector. However, if they can do it in the other sector, it's important to note that they could possibly do this to our farmers out there who work hard for their money and don't want to depart because of some fraudster defrauding them with falsehoods. Now, it's important to note that an auction process, especially when you're working on behalf of a seller or a corporate seller, is a process that has to be done in terms of the Consumer Protection Act. In other words, it has to be advertised properly in terms of what the regulations say. It has to be, there must be a date for the auction. It must be brought to auction. So what these scamsters are in fact doing is they let you believe, or they lead you to believe that if you pay a deposit for an asset, they would be able to hold it one side or secure it for you. It doesn't happen like that in auction. It's never happened like that. So that's the first red light that you would see. If they would come to you and say, listen, I've got a tractor on auction, I'm selling it on behalf of a financial institution, but you need to pay a deposit to secure it. No, immediately it doesn't work like that. You don't pay a deposit. The only place that you can pay a deposit in terms of the regulations, in terms of the CPA, Consumer Protection Act, is when it's a refundable deposit to take part in an auction. But never can you pay a deposit to secure an asset or keep it one side. It doesn't work like that. Another way that they are now scamming the members of public out there is to try and let you to believe that you can rent to buy. It doesn't work like that either. So they make you pay a deposit. Once that deposit is paid, it's bye-bye.
They're off the scene.
They're off the scene, and you lose your money. So the first thing is regarding the agricultural sector as such, we haven't picked up the specific detail of a situation where tractors or farms or anything like that, or even livestock have been sold.
Because that's where the auctions are at the moment.
That's where the auctions are at the moment. And I find that there are still quite a lot of live auctions because you need to go look at the animals, you need to be there, and so forth. So it's happening. You've got online guys like Meerkat that also go, and they also attend the auctions, and you have more and more people that will be bidding online. But it's a sort of a dual cast auction, like we are doing at Park Village itself. You know, we do hybrid auctions. But so with regard to the agricultural sector, I don't think that is, but one needs to be careful for the future. As I said, if they do it in this sector, they can do it in another sector too.
Right, we have to almost say goodbye. Just give us information on who you are, and if it's possible, where can we get more information if we doubt at any stage?
Well, I'm at the South African Institute of Auctioneers. We are the auction industry standard. If you have a problem with regard to scamsters, we dearly like you to let us know. Sonia Steiger is there. You can go onto our website at just Google South African Institute of Auctioneers. And if you are unsure about an auctioneer, it's very easy to go onto the website. You'll see their member auctioneers. You can check the member auctioneers. Make sure that you're dealing with an accredited, legalized auctioneer, so that you, at the end of the day, that you know that you're dealing with someone that falls within the ambit of a code of conduct, a strict code of conduct, and to make sure that you're not dealing with some sort of a scamster. But you can send everything to Sonia Steiger. She will then also post these scams. I have a whole lot of case studies here of people that have actually been scammed, and they're obviously becoming very innovative, and they changing their plans the whole time, and they try and mimic the legitimized auctioneers. So these guys are not auctioneers; they're actually rogue scamsters, and they need to be looked out for.
Nico, thank you very much for your time.
It's a great pleasure. Yeah.
Nico is the director at the South African Institute of Auctioneers, and as he said, rather be safe than sorry. Die Wynkeldershoek werkerstrust het onlangs hulle eerste winsdeling gevier. 'n Seremoniële tjek van R3 miljoen is oorhandig. Ons gesels nou met Dr. Andrei Neetling. Hy is die voorsitter van die trust en ook mede-eienaar van Wynkeldershoek en ook met een van die trustees, Jackie Galant. Dr. Neetling, hoe het die Wynkeldershoek werkerstrust tot stand gekom?
Dit is 'n lang storie met 'n lang antwoord, maar jy het my gewaarsku, die tyd is 'n bietjie beperk, so ek sal kyk hoe vinnig ek kan verduidelik. Ek dink die primêre dryfveer was die bekom van waterregte. Wynkeldershoek het nie 'n oorvloed van water nie, en ons het 'n geleentheid geïdentifiseer om saam met die werknemers addisionele waterregte te bekom. So in 2012 het ons die trust gestig. Die trust het aansoek gedoen vir 'n nuwe watergebruiksregte uit die Bergrivier uit. En ons was gelukkig suksesvol dat die trust 30 hektaar se waterregte bekom in 2015. Die eienaars van Wynkeldershoek, myself en Dr. Stein Neetling, het egter ook sterk gevoelens ten opsigte van swart bemagtiging. Ons het baie sterk gevoelens ten opsigte van bemagtiging van ons werknemers. Ons het reeds blootstelling in beide hierdie aspekte gehad via ons betrokkenheid by Suiderland Plase waar soortgelyke werknemerstrust geskep is en ook tot voordeel van beide die maatskappy sowel as die werkers. Ons het ook gedink dit is 'n goeie ding om vir die regering te help met sy strewe na grondhervorming en dan natuurlik glo ons sterk in die Engelse noem corporate social responsibility of die korporatiewe sosiale verantwoordelikheid. So dit was die hoofredes om ons die trust geskep het. Primêr die bekom van waterregte maar.
Hoe werk so 'n trust?
Die trust is gestig en die beginsigtes van die trust om as 'n beginsigte te kwalifiseer moet die persoon 'n permanente werknemer van Wynkeldershoek of Wynkeldershoek wees vir ten minste 1 jaar. Dan kwalifiseer hy ook mense wat in diens aftree bly aan as beginsigtes om dan die voordeel ook te kry na aftrede. Wat ons gedoen het is dat in ons gedagtes en die trust 30 hektar se waterregte bygedra. Wynkeldershoek het dan onderneem om 'n sekere geografiese area genaamd die Prymboorde of Handelerig beskikbaar te stel. Daar het Wynkeldershoek dan betaal vir die ontwikkeling van die boorde. Ons het verskaf die bedryfskapitaal, ons verskaf die administrasie en die bestuur en dan doen ons in-huisopleiding vir die mense. Daar is dan 'n samewerkingsooreenkoms gestig met die werknemerstrust waar die trust in 40% van die wins deel wat op daardie boorde gemaak word. Hulle deel nie in enige verliese nie, en ongelukkig was daar al in die verlede verliese. Maar sedert 2015 het hierdie samewerkingsooreenkoms begin. En die gedagte was dat die trust sal 40% van die wins ontvang. Dan uit die 40% uit deel of kan die trustees besluit om soveel as 60% van daai nabelaste wins wat die trust ontvang het, uit te keer as 'n uitkering aan die beginsigtes. 40%, minimum 40% moet teruggehou word, wat dan aangewend kan word vir verskeie redes volgens die trustakte, maar vir die hoofsaaklik met sterk fokus op opleiding van die werknemers sowel as hulle kinders, om vir die behoeftige mense in die omgewing waar ons opereer te help, en dan 'n element waarin ons nogal redelik sukses het die laaste tyd, en dit is om vir die beginsigtes te help om eiendom te bekom. Die res van die geld word aangewend om te belê, sodat die waarde van die trust kan groei. Oor tyd sal die waarde van die trust dan groei en die werknemer sal dan deel in daardie groei. Eenvoudige terme hoe ons dit doen, die werkers wat die langste vir die besigheid werk, gaan die meeste eenhede kans hê om eenhede te bekom, en die mense wat nie begin deel slegs in daai jaar wat hulle aangesluit het as begunstigde in die winste wat gemaak word.
Jackie, hoekom is die bemagtiging van plaaswerkers so belangrik?
As om die werkers dankie te sê vir hulle jarelange harde werk op die plaas en dit wat hulle gedoen het om in te sit om die plaas suksesvol te kan maak. Ja.
Hoe baat die Wynkeldershoek werkers by hierdie trust?
Dit is omdat ons 40% van die wins van die Wynkeldershoek boorde het en 60% kan aan die begunstigdes uitbetaal word. Alhoewel ons die eerste jaar winsdeling geontvang het, gaan die waarde mos nou met jare styg en dan daaruit gaan ons eenhede kan bekom.
Dr. Neethling, baat Wynkeldershoek enigsins as besigheid hierby?
Verseker, ek dink sonder die addisionele waterregte sou ons nie die werksgeleenthede wat geskep is kon volhou nie. So verseker, ons deel in 60% van die wins nadat ons die kostes bygedra. Maar vir ons is dit 'n baie positiewe bydrae wat gemaak word tot ons winssyfer.
Jackie, om jy af te sluit, kan jy sien dat dit 'n impak het op die motivering van die werkers?
Ja, dit het ons mense baie gemotiveer deurdat hulle weet hulle kan vir hulle mense sorg by die huis, hulle kinders en ook dis voorsien vir hulle ou dag. Om vir hulle ietsie weg te kan sit vir hulle ou dag. En om finansiële verligtinge te ervaar en die fokus hulle meer op hulle werk en die doel van die trust en die besigheid. Hulle besef dat een nie sonder die ander een kan klaarkom nie.
Dit was aan Jackie Galant en Dr. Andrei Neethling wat ons vertel het van die Wynkeldershoek werkerstrust wat onlangs hulle eerste winsdeling gevier het.
Die Toyota SA Nasionale Jong Afslaerskompetisie nader sy 10de bestaansjaar en gaan elke jaar van krag tot krag. As jy dink dit steek in jou om as vanjaar se jong afslaer gekroon te word, maak seker jy skryf voor die 31ste Junie 2021 in om 'n kans te staan om weg te stap met 'n prys van byna R60.000. Deelnemers mag tussen 19 en 35 jaar oud wees en moet 'n 2-minuut video WhatsApp na die nommer op die skerm waar hulle 2 denkbeeldige lotte afslaan. Die lotte is 'n skaapram en 'n koei met 2 kalvers. Streekswenners sal aangekondig word en verder inligting sal daarna deurgegee word, so hou Plaas TV dop. Daar sy. Die Toyota SA Nasionale Jong Afslaerskompetisie is verkoop aan jou.
Die groot ding van tye is dat dit ons wys waarvan ons gemaak is. Of ons murg in ons pype het. Of ons sterk genoeg is. Of ons genoeg omgee. Daar gaan altyd tye wees. Maar die groot ding van tye is dat dit ons net tyer maak. Ons stel bekend die selfs nog tyer Hilux reeks en die splinternuwe Hilux Legend.